Hello students, welcome to Maths class. In today's video, we shall come to know about elementary operations or transformations of a matrix. We are having two types of transformations. Number one, row elementary transformations. We are having three operations on row elementary transformations. Second is column elementary transformations. In this also we are having three operations. So let us discuss one by one. Let us begin with row elementary transformations. In this we will deal with three types of operations. Let us discuss one by one. Number one is the interchange of any two rows. This operation implies that we can interchange any two rows with each other, and this operation is denoted by Ri interchanged with Rj. This is the symbol of interchanging. For example, let us have one matrix with us. Now we can apply this operation as R1 interchange R2. So if we are interchanging an R1 and R2, then position of R1 and R2 will be interchanged, like this R2 will shift at position R1, means -1 to 0 will be now R1, and this R1 will shift to the position of R2, and it is 1 to 1 as a second row, and there is no change in the position of R3. We can also apply this on any other row, means we can after applying this operation we can again interchange R2 and R3, and we'll write it as R2 interchange R3, and further we can write this as -1 to 0. There will be no change in R1 because we are applying operation on R2 and R3. So R2 and R3 will interchange and the matrix will become like this. Second operation is the multiplication of the elements of any row by a non-zero number. According to this, we can multiply any row by any scalar. The condition is that scalar should not is equal to 0, and this operation can be represented by Ri implies Kri. I means any row we can have here over here. For example, this is a matrix A given to us. Let us apply this operation over here. Let me write R1 implies 2R1. Here I have selected row 1 and I multiplied it with scalar 2. So this matrix will turn to 2, 4, 2. Means every element of row 1 will be multiplied with 2, and there is no change in other rows. Means R1 and R2 and R3 will remain same, and R1 will be multiplied with 2. We can apply this operation on any row. This time let me apply on R2, and let us take K as -3. So the operation can be written as R2 implies -3 R2. So therefore matrix A will turn to 1, 2, 1, 3, -6, 0, 3, 1, 4. Means second row will be multiplied. Each element of second row is multiplied with -3. So we are getting 3, -6 and 0 over here, and no change in other two rows. Third operation is addition of elements of any row with corresponding elements of any other row multiplied by a non-zero number, or you can say scalar. Means to say we can add any row with the corresponding elements of other row by multiplying other row with any of the scalar, and this is represented by Ri implies Ri plus K times Rj. Here you should take care that if we are applying on ith row, then here we should write ith row and it should be added with k times of another row. For example, let us have this matrix A and let me apply one operation over here. Let me take R1 implies R1 plus 2R2. Here I have selected as 1 and J I have selected as 2 and K as 2. So this operation can, after applying this operation, matrix A will turn to, here this is R1 and this is R2 and we have to add our corresponding elements of this. Means this element of row R1 will be added with the twice of this element of R2. Means we are getting 1 plus minus 2. Twice of this element is added to the element of R1, corresponding element of R1. So means we are getting minus 1 over here. Similarly, now we need to add this element of R1 with twice of this element of R2. Means we are getting 2 plus 2 times of this 2. That is 4. So the element that we are getting is 6 here. Now, similar wise, this element of R1 will be added to 2 times of elements of corresponding element of R2. Means we are getting 1 plus 2 times 0 means 0. So therefore we are left with 1 over here. And the change will only be in R1 and other rows, other 2 rows will remain unchanged. Means it is minus 1, 2, 0, 3, 1, 4. So in this way we can apply this operation. Let me do it once again on this matrix. Now let me apply operation on this matrix now. So let me take R2 implies R2 plus, or we can let me take minus 3 R3. So here I need to have change in row 2 by adding minus 3 times of R3. How can we do it? Let us write it. There is no change in R1, so R1 will remain as it is because we are applying on R2. Again, there is no change on R3, so we can write R3 again as it is. We need to apply change in R2 only. So let us apply the change. This element of R2 will be added to minus 3 times of this element. Means we are getting minus 1 plus minus 3 times of this element, which is minus 9. We are getting minus 10 over here. Again, on this element of R2 is to be added with minus 3 times of this element of R3. Means 2 plus and minus 3 times of 1 is minus 3. So therefore we are getting minus 1. Third element also we have to apply the same. This element is to be added with minus 3 times of 4. That is, we are getting 0 plus minus 12. We are getting minus 12. We should be very careful in applying these operations and doing the calculations, because usually as examiner I have observed that many students did these silly mistakes in calculations when they are applying these operations. I hope you are clear with these 3 operations of row transformations. Next, let us take column elementary transformations. Again, we are having 3 operations on column transformation. These are: number 1, interchange of any two columns. As we have applied in rows, we will do the same with columns. Now let me apply C1 interchange C3. So after applying this matrix A can be written as this is C1 and this is C3. So let us interchange the two. So it can be written as 1, 0, 4, no change in C2. So it will be remain as it is and C1 will become C3 now. It is 1, minus 1, 3. So this is very same as we have done in case of row operations. Next is multiplication of elements of any column by a non-zero number. Here any row can be multiplied by any of the scalar. So for example, let me apply operation on C2. So we can write C2 implies minus 2 C2. So therefore this matrix turns to as we are applying on C2 operation on C2 only, so there will be no change in C1 and C3. Change will be only in C2 and it will be multiplied with every element will be multiplied with minus 2. We are getting minus 4, minus 4, minus 2. Next operation is addition of the elements of any column with the corresponding elements of any other column multiplied by any non-zero number. Is denoted by Ci implies Ci plus Kcj. So let us have this operation on this matrix. Let me have on third column here. Means C3 implies C3 plus, let me take it, C2. Means I just multiplied C2 with 1. Means 1 C2. So this operation can be applied in the way as we are doing operation on C3 only. Other two columns will remain same. Let me write them as it is 2 to 1 here. Now let me apply this operation. This is simply C3 implies C3 plus C2. So this element of C3 will be added to one time of element of C2. So 2 plus 1 simply we are getting 3. Similarly this 0 of C3 will be added to one time of this 2. So we are getting 2. Now this 4 of C3 will be added to one time of this element 1 of C2. Means we are getting 5. So in this way we can apply this operation on any of the two columns. So we have observed that the operations on rows and columns are identical. Instead of rows, we are taking just columns in column transformations. We should be very careful about the operations, that when we are applying operations on columns, we should go with columns only, and when we are applying with rows, then we should consider only rows. Now let us discuss about two more topics. These are number 1, invertible matrices, and number 2, application of elementary operations of a matrix. And this application is to find out the inverse of a matrix. First, let us discuss invertible matrices. If a square matrix is given to us with order m, or we can say m by m, and if there exists another square matrix B of order m, means A and B should be of the same order, such that the product of AB and BA are equal, means the product is commutative, and this product is equal to identity matrix, then the matrix B is called inverse of matrix A, and it is denoted by A inverse. To show this, let me take one example in front of you. Here in this example, we have taken two matrices A and B. Let me find out the product AB. So as we have already discussed in previous video that how to calculate product. So by using the same, let us find out the product of these two matrices. We are getting, as we know, this 3 will be multiplied with this 2 plus this 5 is multiplied with minus 1. So we are getting 6 minus 5, row 1 multiplied by column 1. So we are obtaining element A11. Then multiplying row 1 with column 2, we are getting minus 15 plus 15. Then taking row 2 and column 1, we are obtaining the element 2, 1. So it is 2 minus 2, multiplying 1 with 2 and adding 2 into minus 1. Similarly, the element A22, we are getting minus 5 into 1 plus 3 into 2, that is plus 6. So the matrix that we are obtaining is 1, 0, 0, 1, which is clearly identity matrix, or we can say I. Let us calculate BA also. So on calculating BA, let us write B at first position, 2 minus 5 minus 1, 3, and then 3, 5, 1, 2. Multiplying in the same way, we are getting the product as again an identity matrix, that is 1, 0, 0, 1, which is I. So therefore the condition that AB is equal to BA is equal to I got satisfied. Therefore we can say that that B is inverse of matrix A, or we can write A is inverse of matrix B. We are having two important results on the inverse of matrix. The number one is uniqueness of inverse. If the inverse of a matrix exists, then it is unique. Means one and only one inverse is possible for a given matrix. And the second result is, if A and B are two invertible matrices of same order, then AB whole inverse is equal to B inverse into A inverse. This property can be easily proved by taking any example of matrices A and B which are invertible. Now let us discuss inverse of a matrix by elementary operations. There are certain steps to find out the inverse of matrix by elementary operations. Number one is, write the matrix A as A is equal to IA. Second step is, apply elementary row or column operations until the matrix A, means this A, the A which is to the left hand side, transformed into the identity matrix. As we have seen that we can change the elements of rows and columns by applying row and column operations. So therefore we will apply these operations until the matrix A converted to matrix I. Third step is, apply same changes to I, this I which is to the right hand side. The changes that we are applying on this A, side by side the same changes are to be applied on this I matrix. And fourth step is, after the step this A converted into I, at the same step this I will convert it into A inverse. Why this is so? Because as this A changes to I, then this I is possible when we multiply inverse of A with matrix A. So A inverse into A will become equal to I, and hence the conversion of this I will be called as A inverse. Let us use above steps in the given example, and first of all I am using elementary row operations to find out the inverse of the given matrix. So as I told you, first of all we'll write this matrix A as equal to I into A. Let me write the matrix A over here. It is 3, 2, 4, 4 is equal to, let us write matrix I here of the same order as the matrix is given to us, that is of order 2. So it is 1, 0, 0, 1 into A. We will write this A as A, will not write the value of matrix over here. Now let us start applying row operations. So first of all let us discuss that what is our objective. Our objective is to make this matrix A as I. Means we need to apply the operations in such a way that this 3 turns to 1, 2 turns 0, 4 turns to 0 and this 4 turns to 1. Means we need to make it I. And side by side the same operations we will apply on this I, and that new matrix will give us A inverse. So as now first of all we need to make this 3 as 1. So the easiest operation on row 1 is R1 implies 1 upon 3 R1. This is the easiest operation that we can apply to make this element 3 as 1. We can use one more operation over here. Let me write it in the side. We can apply the operation R1 implies R1 minus R2. What will happen in that case? You will get minus 1 over here. Okay. And after multiplying it with minus 1 means row 1 with minus 1, we can convert it into 1 again. So either we can go with this operation or this operation. So let me use the operation R1 implies 1 upon 3 R1. So after applying this operation, we are getting 1 over here and 2 by 3 over here. And there is no change in second row because we are applying operation on row 1 only, which is equal to the same operation is to be applied on row 1 over here. So it is 1 upon 3 and 0 upon 3 is 0 and no change in row 2 and A will remain as it is. Now we need to make this element as 0. Let me tell you one thing. When we are applying row operations, then the change will take place in column first. Means we are applying row operations. So means we will make a change of 4 identity matrix in column 1. Means instead of making it 0 in row 1, we will make the element 2, 1 as 0 first. So it is very easy to make it 0 because we can apply operation R2 implies R2 minus 4 times R1. We need to focus only on this element and this element, that what operation we should apply so that this becomes 0. We should not worry about all other elements. We should focus on the particular element on which we are talking about. So here we are talking about only this element which we need to make 0. So therefore I am applying this operation only taking care of this element and this element, that how to get 0 over here so that we can use this 1 over here. So after applying this, we are having 1, 2 by 3 in first row, no change. In second row, we are getting 0 over here because 4 minus 4 times of 1 is 0. And now let me simplify this thing. 4 minus 4 times of 2 by 3. We are getting 4 minus 8 by 3. It means we are left with 4 upon 3. And The same operation we will apply on this matrix. There is no change in row 1, and let us have look on the changes on row 2. So this is 0 minus 4 times of it, clearly it is minus 4 upon 3, and 1 minus 4 times of 0 is 1 itself. And let us write A over here. Now the next step is to make 1 in second column, and we know in second column we should have 1 over here in place of 4 upon 3. So as we have applied over here, the simplest operation is R2 implies 3 upon 4 R2. So after applying this operation, we are getting 1 2 by 3 in row 1, there is no change, and in second row 0 times 3 upon 4 is 0, and 3 upon 4 times of 4 upon 3 is 1, which is equal to, let us apply the same operation over here, 1 upon 3 0 on row 1, and in row 3 after multiplying it with 3 by 4 we are getting minus 1, and here we are getting 3 by 4, and A will be written as it is. Now the next we need to make this element, that is 2 by 3 as 0, and this will be the final operation, because after that this matrix will become I. So to make it 0, the simplest operation is R1, because this is the element of R1, implies R1 minus 2 upon 3 R2. So you have a look on this. 1, after getting 1, the simplest operation is just multiply 1 with the element which we need to make 0 and then subtract from that. The same we have applied over here. So after applying this operation, we are getting 1 0 and 0 1, that is identity matrix over here, and the same operation let us apply over here. We are getting, there is no change in row 2, that is it is minus 1 and 3 by 4, and after subtracting 2 by 3 times of minus 1 from 1 upon 3, we are getting 1 over here, and similar wise multiplying this 3 by 4 with minus 2 by 3 and subtracting it from 0, we are getting minus 1 upon 2 and into A. So just as I explained that I is equal to A inverse A. So therefore this matrix that we are getting is A inverse. So therefore A inverse is equal to 1 minus 1 upon 2 minus 1 and 3 by 4. We can prove this result that the result is correct or not. So by multiplying this A inverse by this given matrix A, if we are multiplying both, we are getting the matrix I itself. So therefore it will be the proof of our answer that the answer that we are getting for A inverse is correct. So you may cross check your answer as well. Now let us find the inverse of same matrix by using column operations. So in the same way, let us write A is equal to AI. Let us write the value of A over here. It is 3, 2, 4, 4 is equal to, write this A as it is and matrix I as this one over here. Now we need to make it 1. The starting is same as we have done in row operations. We need to make this element 1 1 as 1. So as we have applied in row operations, here we will apply in column operations. And now we can write this as C1 implies 1 upon 3 C1. Or you may apply another operation which is also easy to apply over here. It is C1 implies C1 minus C2, because when we subtract 2 from 3 we are getting 1 and our motive to get 1 over here will fulfill. So let me go with this operation this time. So we are having 1, that is 3 minus 2 is 1. I am applying this operation. So 3 minus 2 is 1 and 4 minus 4 is 0 over here, and no change in column 2, which is equal to A into the same operation we need to apply on this matrix as well. So 1 minus 0 is 1 and 0 minus 1 is minus 1, and here we are getting the same elements. Now the second thing is we need to make this element as 0. As I told you, when we are applying row operations, we do changes in columns first. So we have make this element 0 in previous case, means when we were applying row operations. But here the second thing is we need to change this element as 0. So to make it 0, the operation is very simple, and I hope you understood the operation. The operation is C2 implies C2 minus 2C1. After making it 1, let us multiply it with the same number which we need to make 0. So because when we subtract the same numbers, we are getting 0. So after applying this, we are getting 1, 0 in first column, no change in column 1. Column 2 will turns to 0 over here because 2 minus 2 is 0, and here 4 minus 2 times 0 is again 4, is equal to A into no change in column 1, and column 2 will changes to 0 minus twice of 1, that is minus 2, and here 1 minus twice of minus 1. So we are getting 3 here. Now the next we need to make this 4 as 1, and after this operation we are obtaining matrix I over here. So for this, the simplest operation is C2 implies 1 upon 4 C2. So let us apply the operation. 1, 0, no change in C1, and C2 will be 0, 1. So identity matrix we are obtaining here. A into the same operation will apply over here. We are getting 1 minus 1 in first column, and minus 2 by 4 and 3 by 4 in second column, and further we can simplify it as 1, 0, 0, 1 is equal to A into 1 minus 1 minus 1 upon 2 and 3 upon 4, which is same as we have obtained by using row operations. So therefore we can apply any of the operation, either row or column elementary operations, to get the inverse. The result will remain same, as we have already said that inverse of a matrix is unique. So here we are getting I is equal to A into A inverse. Therefore A inverse is equal to 1 minus 1 minus 1 upon 2 and 3 upon 4. I hope you understood all the topics that I have discussed in this video. Try to solve more problems on the same topics and keep learning.